Hello and welcome to the Alula webinar. My name is Kevin Hoffman. I'm the Content Marketing Manager for Alula, and today we're talking about the Slimline Touchpad. We're going to show you how you can use Alula's award-winning interface to impress customers and sell services. Really quick before we get started, I just want to tell everybody who Alula is. We're 100% partner-focused. We're an efficient end-to-end platform, so we do both the hardware and the back-end services, the interactive services. That's all under one roof. We are your partner for new installs and takeovers, as well as sunset solutions. Because we're vertically integrated, we're all able to rapidly innovate, and we're going to show you that today with all the innovation awards that the Slimline Touchpad has taken home in 2020. And we're all about partner support enablement. We've got a great marketing portal with all the brochures and custom marketing materials that you need to grow your business and your accounts. So we're a one-stop shop to help you with every aspect of your business. I mentioned it. I just want to take a little chance to do a little victory lap here. We're very proud here at Alula. These past couple of weeks, we've had some really good news come to us in the form of a series of innovation awards around the Slimline Touchpad. It's clear that it's the hottest, most cutting-edge security interface that you can give your customers today. And we're really proud, and we thank these great organizations for the honor and for all that they do for our industry to continue pushing it forward and celebrating innovation. Speaking of innovation, one of the people behind a lot of the innovation at Alula is my guest, Corey Flander. He's the Director of Product Management here. He's been with the company since February of 2018. And before that, he's had 20 years as a software engineer working at Digi International and Bosch Software. He's a solutions architect for Internet of Things connected devices and has been issued one patent. Corey, thank you so much for being here.
Hey, Kevin. It's great to be here with you today to talk about our excellent Slimline Touchpad.
All right. Well, let's just get right into it, Corey. Talk about this professional smart security platform that we make available for our partners.
Sure. You shared a little bit about Alula and our vertical integration. That really helps us on any facet of our dealer partners' business. There's really four key elements to our end-to-end platform here at Alula. We have the interactive services across all of our devices, whether that be a device on your wall, like our Slimline Touchpad, or the device that's in your hand, our mobile interactive app. And you'll see as we move through this presentation that we work very hard to make that interface consistent and easy to use for the dealers and users. Additionally, we have several options for delivering the security services into the home. Certainly, we have our Connect Plus panel, our Hub First panel. That's excellent for any new installation, and it also allows for taking over certain wireless sensor equipment inside of a home as you install. A recent addition, or fairly recent for the system, is the Bat Connect solution. That really is great for sunset takeovers as well as any takeover panel installation there. And it's a universal solution allowing for both bus support for a large number of panel products that are out there in the space, as well as it can handle tip and ring when connected with CID. So excellent solution for both takeovers and sunset communicating solutions. And lastly, we have the video solution, which is fully integrated into our overall user experience, both on the mobile app as well as on the touchpad, as we'll see in this presentation here.
Thanks, Corey. And what you're really seeing here is that whether you're doing a new install, whether you're doing a takeover, whether you're upgrading a sunset customer, whether you're adding video, ultimately that ends up being experienced by your customer in the form of the interactive services, which comes to life on the Slimline Touchpad. So that's why it's important to understand the full chain and how it ultimately ends with the interface that your customer is going to experience. And that's what we're here to talk about today, which is the Slimline Touchpad. So, Corey, give me a high-level view of the Slimline Touchpad.
Absolutely. It's a 7-inch Android tablet. It comes with both a table or countertop mount as well as a wall mount in the product. Very similar look and feel to the app itself. So the interface that you experience on the touchpad is identical to the app itself. basically it allows you to modernize any older security panel by bringing that touchpad in with our Bat Connect. You can actually bring forward an older competitive product and put a modern, intuitive user interface right in front of those folks that are used to working with a keypad on the wall. So it's very powerful as we approach those takeovers and those sunset solutions. It actually can speak arming change statuses. So even on those older panels, we can actually bring enunciation into the home. And it's it allows for an encrypted connectivity to our Alula video cameras. So again, with any of those installs, including that takeover, you can deliver an integrated video solution into an antiquated platform that may have been installed for the past 15 to 30 years. And finally, it's good. It's a good-looking product. It really has a sharp industrial design to it. It's attractive. There's less reluctance to having it in the home because of that. And to your earliest points here, Kevin, it's won an enormous number of awards for both being a very nice-looking product and being quite innovative on the wall.
Absolutely, Corey. And now you mentioned video. Video is obviously one of your babies. You've done so much to bring video and integrate it with our system. And this is one of the things I'm most excited about is the way video comes to life on the touchpad and gives you that view of what's happening outside your house, as well as what may have happened outside your house when you were asleep. So, Corey, talk about how video comes to life on the Slimline Touchpad.
Well, those of you who participated in my earlier video webinar, know that Alula prides itself on having a strong video solution, and our dealer partners obviously need to provide a video solution because more and more systems are leaning that direction, if not, absolutely requiring a video product to be delivered with the security solution. Because our solution is fully integrated and is delivered app, touchpad, and platform product, our video is the same way. And as I mentioned a moment ago, by bringing in that Slimline Touchpad and installing it on a takeover solution or installing it in the home, you really are increasing that RMR for you as a dealer, and you're really tightening that link to that end customer, giving them additional services that they use on a daily basis. And the touchpad integrates it beautifully and seamlessly into the whole experience.
Thanks, Corey. And speaking of our partners, I wanted to bring in a recent customer testimonial we got back that really just made everybody smile around Alula. If you've had a similar experience, our fans are the most passionate in the security industry. So if you've got that same kind of passion, I would love to hear from you what you love about our system, what you love about the app. Please, and I'd love to share it on a future webinar. So please send any testimonials to kevin.hoffman@alula.net. But I wanted to pull this out because I wanted to kind of isolate what it feels like for the end user ultimately before we get into kind of the technical stuff behind why we're able to achieve this. But so our partner at Rampart recently sent us an email, and one of the things he said was, when I hit the button on the touchscreen or the app on my smartphone, the light turns on or off instantaneously, just as if I was manually turning on a light switch. I love the Slimline Touchpad. It looks great mounted on a wall or desktop stand. An additional bonus is that the app on mobile devices mirrors the touchscreen application. So this is the kind of delightful experience that the end user has with the product, but there's a lot of decisions and work that went into being able to deliver that seamless experience. And so, Corey, here's where I want you to talk a little bit about the technical underpinnings that allow us to deliver that experience where so many of our competitors cannot.
Certainly, Kevin. Yeah, our partners, Rampart as an example here, in that first quotation from them, they shared that our platform is responsive and speedy in terms of delivering the interaction with the mobile app and with the end user. And that's a very, very challenging thing to do. It comes all the way back to the design architecture of the platform itself, and you really have to have that as a goal from the start in order to pull that off. We spend a lot of time in our architecting of the platform to make sure that all of the connectivity, whether that be from the mobile app to the platform to the hardware itself, is extremely responsive. and you get the outcome that's described in that testimonial, that you tap the arm, this arm, and literally whether you're doing that from the in-home equipment, the touchpad itself, or whether you're doing that from the app, the responsiveness of the panel is immediate. It's an excellent thing to have, that very quick and prompt response. And that's whether or not it's the security function or the automation function. It's a very responsive solution overall.
And there was another part of that quote which I didn't include, which talked about the previous provider. I didn't want to name any competitors. We try to keep it classy here. But they talked about what happens when you have that delay and you press the button and it's 3 seconds or 4 seconds or 5 seconds before the light comes on. And since we're all used to that light switch instantaneous effect, people think it's broken. People think the system's broken, so they keep mashing that button. And before you know it, they've overloaded the system. Now they're calling you. Now you're having to do additional work. So it's really good for our partners as well to take that potential glitch out of the equation and just deliver the experience that customers want instantly on that first press. The other thing that our partner at Rampart talked about was how nice it was to have a unified experience between the phone and the touchpad. You have basically the same buttons, the same view, and this is something that kind of has proved deceptively difficult in our industry to achieve, but we've managed to do it, Corey. How have we been able to do it where others weren't?
Well, part of the way that we're different from our competition is that we are, 100% vertically integrated. So developing the entire ecosystem that's put in front of the dealer partner and the end user really allows us to have that consistency of the look and feel of every product we deliver. And I guess that's the primary reason why we are able to pull that off. The benefit, obviously, is that the dealer installers, the technicians, the customer support of the dealer partner really only has to learn the solution one time. And the fact that all of the interfaces are the same allows them to, learn and teach it once for either the mobile platform or the Slimline Touchpad solution.
Absolutely. And the thing I always say, too, is I think it just looks more professional when your customer is used to interfacing with their security through the touchpad and then opens their phone app and it looks different and they think it's a different company. I just don't think that's a very professional experience, and I don't think that benefits our partners. So I'm really proud that we're able to consistently have that user interface. And stay tuned. We're going to talk about something else pretty cool that our partners are going to be able to do with that in a moment. But first, Corey, I want to get into the kind of tech stuff a bit for a second here, and I know that this is your specialty. So from a tech perspective, talk about how easy this is to install and how it works.
Absolutely will. One thing that I neglected on the previous slide, Kevin, is there's a link to the app stores, Play and App Store for Apple. Go ahead and download the Alula app, and there's a demo mode that you can use to take a look and a walkthrough of the features and functions and how they lay out within the app. So that demo mode is both great for you as a prospective dealer partner, but it's also great for the sales visit for your teams when they're pitching and presenting the application to the end user. So I apologize for neglecting that. Thank you there. You've got it all highlighted with the arrow. Thanks. Let's hop over to why techs love installing our Slimline. The Slimlines, we work real hard on all of our products, but the Slimline is really simple and quick to install. We built it with the intent that whether you're using the desktop mount or whether you're using the wall mount, the installation process can be as easy and simple as possible. And part of the way that we do that is you can actually use the existing, if you're removing a keypad from the wall where you're installing the Slimline, you can use the existing keypad's wiring in the wall with the power supply that we deliver back at the panel, and you are able to power the unit through some terminals that are placed right on the back of the Slimline Touchpad itself. The polarity is managed for you. You don't have to be concerned with which wire goes where. You just have to get those wires into that green block that you can see in the center photo there. We also deliver our power adapter is delivered with a barrel connector on board so that it will lock in place, and when you do have it on a countertop, a desktop, a table, that secure connection within the base plate is really well done, such that it won't be constantly a loss of power and claiming loss of supervision. The final item on this slide is really that we've focused very hard on the design to optimize the viewing angle of the touchpad, whether it is wall or whether it is desktop mounted. So we spent a lot of time with focus groups to understand what the optimal viewing angle is when installed in either of those positions. And excellent product, excellent installation. These techs can bang these out very rapidly once they're familiar with them.
Yeah, Corey, and I also want to talk a little bit about that low-profile design. You kind of referenced it earlier. So when you see that it's 17% thinner than other leading security touch interfaces, that might not seem like a lot. It is 1/5 thinner than the other leading device, but you really need to think about it in terms of your phone. If you added 17% additional weight to your phone, it would seem gigantic, like a brick. And so every millimeter really counts when you're talking about these sleek consumer interfaces, and making it competitive with what the big tech companies are pumping out is more important than ever. Corey, one of the really cool things we've been able to do, and we did this year in response to the pandemic, was we created some kits that were pre-enrolled to make it even easier to install and to do a pro-assisted remote install in states where you weren't able to visit the premises. So, Corey, talk about how you were able to make this happen.
Yeah, I mean, as you mentioned, we all experienced kind of a shock in the March-April timeframe as businesses shut down and people were very reluctant to allow visitors into their home for services or for really anything, at least initially, as we all kind of reeled about. So the genesis for this pre-provisioned solution is to allow us to deliver a kit to the security professional. They're able to pre-provision them and name all the zones, perhaps give specifics to the install itself, and then ship it out to their prospective customer, or their customer, I guess, at this stage, and then with an install quick start guide, that customer, in a lot of cases, the customer can actually install it without making a phone call back to the dealer support group. But in a lot of other cases, we actually have seen that the dealer partner wants to have that contact, so that there's a warm voice on the other end of the phone to really make sure that the installation goes through. But they're able to then activate the solution on the platform, again, without ever really visiting that homeowner at all. They're able to get these security solutions put in place.
And this, again, is something that's really only possible because of the fact that we are that all-in-one provider of both the hardware and the network. Right, Corey?
Exactly. I mean, the ability to have that tight tie with the manufactured product that's being put into these kit boxes, and then have the entire platform connectivity to help us enable these kits is really what allows us to do it.
Fantastic. So we talked a little bit earlier about how we can help you grow your business, and I know one of the most pressing problems in our industry right now is the need to service all of these cellular radios that are going to be expiring due to the upcoming sunset. The difficulty is for your customer, it doesn't sound like they're getting anything out of it. But we've got a proven solution that we've used with our partners that allows you to use the Slimline Touchpad, that eye candy, to actually solve your sunset problem and make money at the same time. So, Corey, lay this out for me.
Yeah, I mean, the act of refreshing the user's experience in their home while delivering a new communicator in the form of our Bat Connect product really is a way that reduces that customer's reaction to, okay, you're wanting to charge me for something that is the cellular company, and you generally don't have to then explain what's going on with sunset. You don't have to try to explain that it's nothing that involves a choice that the dealer or the industry has made. It's about a technology evolution at the carrier. Those are things that customers don't really care about. They care about their own pocketbook on a month-to-month basis. So being able to refresh their experience instead of having to go down that path of explaining the complex technical reasons why sunsets are occurring, and then further through the Bat Connect, being able to deliver these additional services options really does allow to refresh the account, refresh the relationship with those end users, rather than making it a really painful experience for all involved.
Yeah, and while you're there, you can also install a Via doorbell if it's an account that preceded that technology. So, yeah, it's certainly a great opportunity to show them the most high-tech security experience that they can have in 2020. And now here is something a lot of our partners have been asking for, and I know people's eyes just got wide there, and I could see in the comments that people are going to be interested in this. So go ahead there, Corey, and talk about the ability to brand these Slimline Touchpads.
Absolutely, Kevin. So coming soon, we're working towards having, we've historically had the ability to put address, phone number, names, that sort of thing, and a splash logo into our mobile apps. What we're doing now is expanding that capability around branding to allow you to deliver a logo and some color elements onto the touchpad interface itself. So it will expand, as I said, the mobile app and touchpad interfaces to allow that dealer presence to show when the homeowner walks up to the panel and interacts with that panel. So a great way for our dealer partners to support and stay in front of end user customers.
Yeah, and I know oftentimes in the industry people are using stickers or decals to brand the security system. I really like that in this case you're actually able to be actually in the network, that you're tightly bundled with the user interface and exactly what they're looking at, Corey. And that again is something that we're able to achieve because of this all-in-one provider vertical integration.
Looks a lot more professional, absolutely. It gives that big time feel to something rather than the labeling and stickers, as you mentioned.
Yeah, I'm super excited about that. So keep an eye out. That will be rolling out in the next several months. That brings us to the end of the presentation. Corey, thank you so much. We introduced a lot of new stuff to our audience today. I'm sure they have a lot of questions. Are you able to stick around for about a half hour and just take some questions from the crowd?
I would love to address some questions.
Awesome. All right, let's get to it. All right, everybody, thank you so much for joining us. We've got a great crowd here today. I've been enjoying all the conversation in the chat box. Please feel free to get your questions in there as soon as possible. I'm going to try to get to all of them, but the earlier they're in, the more likely we are to be able to get to them. And Mike Glover, thank you so much for complimenting us on the webinar, Mike. I appreciate it. So let's go right now to that first question. Corey, you ready for this?
You bet I am.
All right. First question comes to us from Kevin. Kevin says, the only thing I don't like about the Slimline keypad is the way it mounts on the wall. It doesn't always cover the existing hole where the old keypad was, or if there was a single gang box behind the existing keypad. Any solution for this, or are you coming out with a new, bigger back, or what?
Yeah, thanks, Kevin. That is a question that we've received in the past, and we are looking at some options to support that single gang with the Slimline. In the nearer term, we also have a model, same 7-inch touchpad inside, but it's called the flat mount. It's the RE657 WF if it's in the white, and basically that one mounts inside of a plastic enclosure that's a little bit larger and would cover that single gang box or any painting around a keypad that was installed, and it mounts flat and flush to the wall in that SKU.
Yeah, and that's right, Kevin. I see your follow-up there. It does function just like the Slimline Touchpad. So it's the same product, just in a different case for exactly the reason you point out, which is that sometimes you're going to have to cover up a hole from that previous keypad. So thanks for that question, Kevin. Carrie Feldman asks, can you power the keypad using DC power from a legacy alarm panel?
There are certainly instances where that might be possible. We do recommend just reusing the wiring that's being delivered from that location where the panel used to be, and then using the power supply that we provide. And the main reason that we would recommend that is, you know, as you indicate, kind of the polarity, whether it's AC or DC coming off the panel, and whether it has the drive power to power, you know, multiple touchpads throughout throughout the premise, however many of those that you install. So we do recommend using the provided power supply that comes with the Slimline Touchpad.
Excellent. Now, Larry asks, can your video options be sent to the central station upon an alarm?
Today they cannot, but we are working actively on support for video verification and delivering a URL through our central station integrations that would allow that monitoring center to open a portal and see, what video content is available at the home. So stay tuned for that. We are working on a video verification solution of that type.
Yeah, that's definitely a hot topic here at Alula, and I just want to put in a plug here. If you've got ideas like that, if you've got things that you'd like that would make your life easier, go ahead and go to our Facebook page. I put a link in the group chat. All day long, we talk to our partners there. They come up with all kinds of great ideas. Recently, we had someone talking about their Alula installation on a farm and how they were using it with chicken coops, which I just thought was fascinating. So great place to hang out with fellow installers and get some of those tips. Next question, Kevin asks, can you talk to the doorbell through the Slimline Touchpad?
Kevin, that's a great question. We did deploy initially with two-way audio on the touchpad. It's something that we are able to do through the software. However, we weren't satisfied with the outcome of it. Basically, the touchpad that we're using today, the hardware product, we're looking to improve the mic and the speaker that are inside those units for both this function, as you indicate, with cameras, as well as for two-way voice. So that is an active project as well, investigating hardware that has a louder speaker and a better microphone. In particular, I mentioned that flat mount product. The plastics originally that we have there were covering both the speaker and the mic in such a way that we weren't able to get the audio quality that we wanted. So we did remove it from the touchpad at this point. It will be back in a release here in the near future.
All right. So Larry Hall asked a question. It was touched on. Can the app be branded with the dealer's logo? We did show some of that, but Corey, could you talk a little bit more about how someone can make that happen and how it works?
Sure. Yeah, both the app and the Slimline product, as we mentioned, that's a coming soon on the Slimline and the touchpad product itself. But today, you are able to provide marketing assets to your customer service representative, and we can actually add in those assets to your dealer record on our platform, and then they're delivered down to the mobile apps. That same mechanism will be used in the coming soon aspect, and they'll be delivered down to the touchpad on your end user's wall and in their mobile app. So yes.
Perfect. Ray is asking, is there a wireless inside siren for the Helix? And please give me a part number because I have an installation tomorrow.
Yes, I mean, I'll answer a little bit broadly because I'm not 100% what we're asking. Both the Connect Plus panel product has a siren on board, so there's a very, very loud siren that's built into the Connect Plus. Its former name was the Helix. And we also sell several models of siren that can be placed, either battery-powered or a wall-mounted powered unit that can be placed within the premise. We will get you that part number. Perhaps you can direct message to Kevin there, and we'll get you the part numbers.
Yeah, right. We've got some people monitoring. Oh, go ahead there, Corey.
I'm sorry, Kevin. I didn't mean to interrupt. I've got a little support coming to me through our Slack channel here. It's the RE116 wireless siren or the RE626 wireless siren. That would be the part numbers you'd want to look at.
All right, Brad. I hope you got what you needed. If not, we can have a sales rep reach out to you and take care of your needs. Next question comes from Stephen Hayes. Do you have a pre-made mailing campaign that we can use? All right, Corey, I'm going to let you off on the hook on this one because this one's my zone. Yes, Stephen, we do. It's at the if you go to our Partner Resource Center, the PRC, we've got all kinds of marketing assets that you can brand and use with your customers and prospective customers. And that includes mailings, that includes brochures, that includes emails, all kinds of content. And so, yes, we've also got some campaigns there. So, Stephen, I'd love to hear what you're looking to do. Love to see you in our Facebook group and let us know what would be useful to you. And if you're not in the PRC yet, we got to get you into the PRC because that way you can find everything you're looking for from a marketing perspective. So thank you, Stephen. Next up, Larry asks, but one more question, any updates on bus compatibility with NAPCO Gemini panels? This would be a back connect question.
A back connect. We are actively working on the NAPCO deployment. It is released for certain panels. I guess I would have to direct you to reach out to support for that question specifically. I don't believe that Gemini is out today.
Yeah, and I can say that I think that by the end of the month we're pushing out a new firmware update that will have NAPCO compatibility. And so more details on that soon. You guys should be getting some messages from us as soon as that's deployed within the next couple weeks. Thank you, Larry. And next up, Carrie Feldman asks, can you program through the keypad?
That's actually a great question. As you probably know, our mobile apps and our platform product allow you to use what we call a virtual keypad to program through our BAT line of products to the whatever panel was on the wall at the time. This is an active discussion within our engineering circles, whether or not the touchpad itself should allow that programming. Today, what we recommend is that you relocate the keypad on the wall and leave it on the bus of the panel near the panel for that functionality. But we are definitely looking at ways in which we could support a virtual keypad from our Slimline Touchpad as well.
Excellent. Here's a question from Aaron McCullough. What is the power draw for the touchpad?
Aaron, you're getting me with those technical questions. I do know that the power supply for the flat mount is a micro USB, so that's a 5 volt. I believe it's around 1 to 1.2 amps. And that would be, locally powered with that flat mount. When we built the Slimline Touchpad, we wanted to reuse the existing wires, and we wanted to support much longer wire runs than we could get out of a micro USB. So in that case, the power supply that's delivered is actually a 12 volt power supply, and we have hardware on the Slimline itself that drops that voltage to the appropriate power for the Slimline. I would be able to get you that information. Please email me or reach out to me, and I can get you the specific specification after this call.
Yeah, Aaron, if you want to just send me an email at kevin.hoffman@alula.net, I'll make sure we get you your answer, whether it's from Corey or from another of our engineers. Larry Hall, this is a really great question from Larry. Larry's got a lot of good questions. Larry says, can the video doorbell work as a standalone device with the touchpad?
We haven't actually created a solution that works in that way. Our touchpad does want to have either a BAT Connect or a Connect Plus panel product to connect to, and we do that so that we can deliver the connectivity through that interface product. We also are able, in some instances, to create a video network, if you will, using the BAT Connect, for example. So that's an interesting concept to bring just an Android screen into the home and have the doorbell speak directly with it or through the premise Wi-Fi. We'll take a peek at that, but today we do not have that solution.
Excellent. Very interesting idea there, Larry. So Richard asks, can the video doorbell integrate with any NVR?
Today we don't have an NVR solution. Our supplying vendor does have products that have NVR support, and we have been evaluating that option. Certainly something that we've had asks for in terms of extending the camera line. And please do stay tuned for further evolution of our video solution, because we are actively looking at how to extend that camera offering, how to build it out in such a way for asks exactly like this. So please stay tuned on the camera side.
And speaking of cameras and video, Kevin's got a question. For video notifications to customers, does the camera support line cross instead of just motion so it will be more accurate?
Yeah, Kevin, we have definitely looked at cameras that bring in, more algorithmic support, such as line crossings or area crossings. What we do provide today, and our firmware evolution on our camera support, you'll see a release here in the next month or so. But basically, you are able to select areas within the field of view of the camera. We don't have a line crossing algorithm today. As I mentioned on the last question, we are actively investigating new cameras. Cameras evolve very rapidly, and there's lots of really cool stuff that's going on out there to allow us to have new AI functions on the camera itself.
Great. And so as we get to the end here, we've got a few more questions. If you have any questions, get them in now, because the door is going to be closing soon. So let's just run through as many as we can. Corey, sorry, I opened up the door to Bat Connect questions a little bit back there, so we're going to go there with David Kimmich. He asks, what's the status on Bat Connect Concord 4 integration?
Yeah, that did slide a little from our original planning. I think we're still looking at end of year, beginning of next to have the Concord support fully implemented in the Bat Connect.
All right. Now Steve's asking, what about partition support? Is that coming anytime soon?
We do support partitions from the standpoint of reporting alarms, and we support them as well from the standpoint of that virtual keypad function that I referenced. It's a little bit more challenging to build in the automatic functions and control and configurability through our Bat Connect solution and our platform solution, but we do allow you to configure them locally at the panel, and then we will report the signals as well as allow you to manipulate the partition with the keypad.
All right. Harvey LaForge asks, Slimline power supply one-to-one or power multiple Slimlines?
That's an excellent question, Harvey. The recommended install would be a one-to-one install. So yeah, you end up with a little bit of a power plug, wall wart plugs down there at the panel. But again, we're reusing the power line or the keypad lines, the bus lines that used to go out and power the keypad that was hanging on the wall at that location. There would be options to add a power circuit of some sort there to reduce to power multiple Slimlines, but that would be something you would have to provide yourself.
Great question, Harvey. And now Kevin asks, do you offer any kind of rebates if we are replacing existing radios with your Bat Connects?
We do have some excellent sunset rebate programs going on with the Bat Connect. I really recommend that you take a look at our web content, and again, if you have trouble finding that, don't hesitate to reach out to Kevin or myself, and we can get you directed to the right team members.
Yeah, actually, real quick, I'm just looking to see if I can paste the link to our Slimline or our Sunset sign-up form in the chat. If somebody out there could help me out with that, that would be helpful. And two more questions left. Carrie asks, will the Bat Connect work with the older Vista panels?
We do have, yes, frankly. Yes, the outdoor, sorry, I skipped the next question there mentally. The Bat Connect does work with the older Vista panels. In some instances, you're not going to be bus connected, but you would be tip ring connected and reporting those CID signals directly.
Cool. And since you're skipping ahead, let's go there. James Harrison asks, where and what happened to the outdoor siren strobe?
The outdoor siren strobe has been released. It's available today. Very recent news there, but it was a little bit delayed due to the COVID situation. But we are out in the market with it today. Yeah,
and in fact, you guys should be receiving emails relatively soon written by me on that, because I'm working on that as we speak. So yes, it's in the market and it's available to purchase. That will bring us to the conclusion. Oh, go ahead.
Sorry,
part number?
Sorry, Kevin. The outdoor siren strobe part number is the RE636.
There you go. And that'll bring us to the conclusion of the webinar. Corey, thank you so much for all of the informative information as well as the great back and forth in the Q&A.
You're very welcome.
And for the rest of you, thank you so much for being here. Join us on our Facebook page where the discussion will continue, and we hope to see you next time for the Alula webinar. Bye-bye.